how you doing? Today we're going to be looking at my tune Get Off the Floor, and it is full of slap bass tips and tricks and techniques. So it has got hammer-ons, it's got power chords, it's got right hand thumb mutes, it's got left hand slap mutes, it's got thumb and pops on the same note, it's got slides up to notes, or slap slides up to notes. It's got some right hand double thumping. Which is all good fun. So it's basically a real kind of one-stop shop of learning all these kind of foundational slap techniques. Basically, it's a celebration of slap. So if it was a theme park, it would be Pleasurewood Hills. It's absolutely full to the brim. When I was learning, getting this style down was really difficult. It took me ages and ages and ages because I was never really shown it very well. And I think if I was shown this video as like a 13, 14-year-old, it would have really helped me out. So this bass line here is from, here it is written out. This is it in notation, but it's on my website as tab as well. So you can go and get that from jimmyclark.com. And we're going to go through both sections, and we're going to go through it nice and slowly. And we're going to break it down so that you can learn these patterns, you can see the thought behind them, and then you can use these techniques to build your own bass lines. So starting off, there's kind of three sections, well, two sections really, and then the last section is just a bit of fun. So the first section goes like this. When I was looking at a lot of bass players, I'd noticed that with their right hand, it didn't seem like they were playing that much, but you're getting all these notes out. You could hear this kind of 16th kind of pattern, and I can understand why. And yeah, after watching loads of videos on VHS and trying to look at Mark King and all those kind of players, Lewis Johnson, Larry Graham, etc., and then Victor Wooten and many others, I realised that actually there's a lot going on with this left hand, and that working with the right hand is a massive part of what makes these bass lines. So this tune is full of that, so it's a really good left hand kind of exercise to get that kind of sound. So I'm going to take it beat by beat, and then I'm going to play it really slow so that you can break it down, you can work it out, and then you can play it and then have fun with it. So the first beat goes, we start off with a hammer on, so we pluck the A string on the 5th fret, the D, and we hammer on to the E note, and then we hit the open E, and then we do a left hand slap. So we've got, right, now the second beat, we've got a open E note, and we've got a high, another muted pop, and then a muted slap, and then an E note. So we've got, so far we've got, all right, and then beat 3, we've got open note, slap note, open note, pop. Okay, and then beat 4 we've got So all together we've got, and then we'd start with a hammer on again. Etc, etc, etc. So when you're playing these lines, I want you to think, not that you're a bass player, but I want you to think that you're a drummer. I want you to think of sticking patterns. I want you to think of these as like rudiments. So now that you've learnt the line, I want you to think of it as a drummer. I want you to think of it really percussively. I want you to think about the groove within it. Right, so that's the first section. So hopefully that should be broken down enough for you to really kind of go through it and play it. It's tricky stuff, and it's like tongue twisters for your hands, because it really feels unnatural at first. It feels very frustrating and will feel like you're not really getting anywhere. But don't worry, that's just how it is. So you just have to keep going through it. So that's the first section. Now the second section, we've got kind of some slides into some notes. So listen to that, because you might think it's just, but it's not just, it's, there's an extra mute there from the thumb. Right, so that's the first part. Then after that, we've got this little bit which is from that you'd have seen before from my How to Build a Funk Bassline video. If you've not seen it, go and check it out. So just listen out for those little mutes in between notes, before notes, after notes. So just that mute before that G note. Just really kind of brings out a little flavour. And then we've got a double thumping part where we're going from the G to the F sharp, and we're going 2 on each note. Then the G to the A. And the way I'm playing that, I'm not letting those notes ring out. I'm not going. I'm putting the emphasis on the downbeat. Because it makes it kind of feel like it wants to groove a bit more. So that's the first part of that, and then it repeats that first part, and then we've got a different lick here. So that's that, which you can kind of see on the music. So you've got a mute before it. So mute before it. Another mute. So you can hear that all those little mutes coming in. Really useful. For all that jazz. And then so for this kind of last bit of the B section, we slide up to the 12th fret, and then we go 2 G notes on the G string, so 12th fret of the G string. So thumb down, thumb up, 12th fret of the A string. So we go, and then the same again, but then with the F sharp. And then we go 2 E notes on the D string, and we do another little lick again that was from the other funk bass video from before, right? So all together that goes. We've just got a groovy little lick. And then I think that's kind of it. Oh, and we've got these power chord bits which start at the front, right at the front of the tune, where I'm playing a power chord which is the root note and then the 5th. And what I'm doing is I'm hitting both notes, so I'm kind of like going down. So hitting them both with my thumb and then going down chromatically. Okay, so we go. So yeah, so that's kind of all of the ingredients to this slap pie. Things to remember: loads of mute notes, loads of left hand stuff, loads of right hand muted pops, muted thumbs. And it's full of, which most kind of bass lines kind of are, aren't they? So fun and games. So hopefully that's helpful. If you have enjoyed it, then give me a little subscribe down here, and I should hopefully see you soon. But check back because there's new lessons happening all the time. So, and if you'd like lessons with me one-to-one, then check out my website, jimmyclark.com, and you can buy the sheet music to this and the backing track as well. So you can play along and yeah, be the bass player to it and practice it and get it down. So happy days. Cool. See you soon.